Hi Moglets, today we're raising Heizou. Well, we were gonna raise Heizou, but now he's dead. If you happen to watch my summon video, I was freaking out a lot about his requirements in terms of mats we would need to farm. I was farming a lot in the background, so he shouldn't have too much to do. Got a lot of the Onikabuto beetles, which is horrible, but we have like no Animo stuff for some reason, so going to get some of that. Had to convert some Geos because we had a bunch of Geos, but basically no Jade. So, oh, and a special bonus is Animo damage. That's kind of cool. There's level 50. I forgot to say anything for 60, so here's 70. So we could stop at 70 and then no farming would be required. Otherwise, we'd need like 5 runs in the Ruin Serpent. I actually never even checked what books he needs. That's right. Oh no, I hope they're open today. But I know I have a lot of Inazuma books, so as long as he doesn't need the same as the last Inazuma character, Kuki Shinobu, I believe, we should be fine. For now, let's just see about that. Okay, no, thankfully he doesn't. We have 99 of these, so we're definitely good in that department. We should be able to easily get all of his skills to 6 as we do for raising. I guess in his case, they're actually all important. I haven't really played with him yet, but it seems like he can definitely classify as a main DPS. So we are gonna raise all of his talents. For God mode, we can maybe decide if we wanna stick, you know, with basic or just E and burst or just E. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't really be a raising video if there's no farming. So let's get him to 80. First drop we got here is 3 already. So yeah, maybe like 3 or 4 more runs if we're lucky. Pretty bad flower. And I guess while we're waiting for him to respawn, we can start preparing a little bit for God mode. I mostly farmed bones beetles, so I could still farm my own. And there are some pretty decent clusters of them, like under Shogun's house and here in this tree. And over here are a good chunk as well. But let's head back to the chasm first. Pretty bad sands. 2 more runic things. Halfway there. I didn't know you could actually stand on these floating rocks. That's pretty cool, but that also means you can die on them. Bad hat, 2 more runic things, 4 to go. Actually could be a solid sands. Double crit lines, attack percent. 4 once. 3 runic things, regardless, 1 more run. And final run. Oh no. We're gonna wait those 10 minutes. In the meantime, let's do a talent overview. Straight off the bat, Heizou is a really interesting character, even from his normal attack. His strikes are fast, he is melee, but he wields a catalyst. His charge attack is also unique in that it only costs 25 stamina, where most catalyst users require 50. But yeah, his basics are essentially a series of punches, whereas his charge attack is more of a kick. Also like catalyst users, when you plunge, it'll deal Animo damage, unlike other melee characters where it'd be physical. And his skill, Heartstopper Strike, I think is what his kit is mostly focused around. It's basically a stronger punch. You can tap or hold it. If you start holding it with no declension stacks, it actually takes quite a long time to get the full stacks and the full damage. Thankfully, there are things within his kit and constellations that make that faster. At the end of the day, though, it is nothing other than a damage skill. There's no utility here. It's pure damage. And that's totally fine. I mean, you can see the multipliers here. They're actually pretty insane even at level 6. The tap will do 318%, each stack at around 80%. So at max stacks, you're essentially doubling that to 640. And if you get all 4 stacks, the multiplier under that, Conviction, will automatically apply as well, also increasing its AoE. So just at level 6, you're already looking at around 800% multiplier here, which is pretty good. But his burst is pretty cool too. It's a very, very fast burst. It's also very cheap to cost at 40 energy with a 12-second cooldown. And it also has a respectable multiplier at 440% and then an extra 30% per Windmuster Iris. And essentially those irises happen when he swirls with his burst. The iris is essentially a status that is put on the enemy, and after a while the iris will explode, doing this extra 30% damage. His burst does also pull in enemies. From my short time with him in the test run at C0, it's not a big pull, but one of his constellations do help with that. His first passive here is really nice. He can gain the declension stacks for his Heartstopper Strike very quickly as long as you have some swirls going on. So a Xingqiu or a Yalan or anyone that does like off-field elemental damage could pair nicely for him to continually get these stacks. And then his last passive, basically the only thing in his entire kit that is support based, he'll increase everyone's elemental mastery by 80 whenever he hits with his skill. I think this one is slightly out of place considering everything else about his kit is incredibly selfish, but that's what it is. His C1 helps him get these declension stacks even faster. He'll have his attack speed increased, which with his passive can gain those stacks with swirls, and just for swapping into him once every 10 seconds you get a free stack. So we're gonna go ahead and grab that one. The duration and pulling effect of his burst is increased with C2. I want to wait to get this one so we can kind of compare. C0 C0 to C2. His C4 can refund him about 1/3 of his total burst cost in energy, depending on how many enemies you manage to swirl with his burst, and because of that cause the iris explosions. And then C6 is another buff for his Heartstopper Strike, his skill, up to 16 extra crit rate for it and 32 crit damage. Again, very selfish constellations, but that's fine for a main DPS. Oh, the Blossom went away. Okay, yeah, I kind of forgot they have a 5-minute duration. All right, one more fight here. Pretty bad circlet. We have the required runic things to get him up to 80, so let's go ahead and do that. And there we go. In terms of build, let's go ahead and talk about the weapon first of all. I was kind of thinking sacrificial because his skill is kind of like, you know, the core of his kit, but I feel like you're going to be so busy doing like all the other stuff with him on the field, trying to get those declension stacks with his normals, you know, swapping out to an off-field damage unit to help with those swirls and getting his stacks and then punching and then, you know, getting the stacks again. So I'm not sure if it would even really help. I imagine the cooldown isn't even that long. 10 seconds, yeah. And then there's the main stat problem, like Elemental Mastery. It doesn't seem like he's really gonna need any of that, actually. I mean, it does help swirls do more damage, but I still don't think I'm gonna, you know, build a ton on him. I think Map and Mirror would be pretty good. At R5, I guess that'd be around 32% elemental damage bonus. And since he's gonna be swirling a lot, he should be able to permanently keep this buff more or less. Obviously, Widsith, OP 4-star. Solar Pearl is a battle pass weapon, but definitely a contender as well. We'll decide between Widsith and Solar Pearl depending on how our stats go, if we need more crit rate or crit damage. For now, we're gonna go Viridescent, focusing on general DPS stats, crit rate, crit damage, attack. Some energy recharge wouldn't be bad, but his burst is pretty cheap. It is also on a short cooldown, so you'll need naturally more energy to continually do it. So there he is all built up. Here's a quick look at the substats on each piece. None of them are really perfect, but is what it is, I guess. And with that build, we are lacking a bit of crit rate, so I think we're gonna go ahead and give him Solar Pearl for now. Widsith probably does have a higher potential, especially it being R5 versus R1 Solar Pearl, but we'd have to raise it. Also, the buffs are insane, but you can only have it for 10 seconds out of every 30 seconds. Really nice to like speedrun bosses or something, but it might be annoying in a longer fight. And with that, I would say he is more or less built. I always like to start off the showcase with them solo, no party members or anything. We can also take a look at that plunging attack real quick. There we go. But all right, let's go ahead and start punching here. We're not getting any stacks currently because no swirls, but there we go. There was one. Ah, he can do a charge attack to kick those guys off. That's pretty cool. Damage-wise, it's pretty much what I expected. Nothing too crazy, especially when he's just by himself here. But now we have max stacks without having to charge, so we're gonna go ahead and do a punch. It should be pretty quick, even if we hold it. There we go. Nice 25k. Actually, not bad at all. For having no buffs or anything right now, well, we're gonna go and get a Zhongli shield because he's almost dead. Let's try a kick because he is currently... The kick did as much as the fully charged. Oh, well, he was standing in Binny Ring at that point. Should be able to get those stacks really easily on this Abyss Mage here because it's just constantly pyro. So yeah, there we go. Already full stacks. Let's go ahead and try it. Nice little 28k, very cool. And again, you can see him getting the stacks back very quickly now. It'd be pretty much the same if we had like Yelan out here on any enemy, always applying the wet status. Now it has no shield. Let's go ahead and do another kick. Yeah, and you can see the little explosion from the thing, from the iris. All right, pretty cool. He's a very involved character. There's a lot of little things to pay attention to, really. All right, let's go ahead and try everyone now. Just some basics here. Yeah, can't really see anything because the enemies are too weak. We have a full punch ready. Boom! Yeah, we already kind of get that it does 25k with Zhongli shield. 36? Damn, why does that do so much more? We really only have Zhongli shield now. I didn't realize it was so OP. Here we go again. 33? Yeah, pretty much the same. Get off of here. With 2 stacks, it still does 19. So dang, the fully charged one doesn't do that much more than I kind of thought it would. But I guess at least at C6, you do get a crit rate and crit damage increase to it as well, if you fully charge it. 56k with the punch there. I mean, that's already pretty crazy considering he still has a lot of room to grow. Level 90, 5-star weapon, higher talents, blah blah. Let's try a couple weekly bosses. We're sticking with this team for now. I think it's a solid team. We have Yelan there for some consistent, whoops. Well, that was just a tap there for 30k, and he's actually still doing some pretty incredible damage. And he has the full stacks now, but we have to wait till she is into her next mode here. All right, let's give that another look-see here. He should still have full stacks. So we're just going to, we should be able to just dupe, bomb. Ah, that wasn't a crit. Are you serious? All right, let's do his burst. He has full stacks again, but now he's outside of Benny Ring. Here we go. Yeah, we got a 32k. That first one would have been a lot more impressive, but yeah, no crit, very sad. Let's get everyone's bursts back. Oh, she's doing the tornado stuff. Oh my god, bad timing. Yeah, that pretty much messed up everything. We're just gonna have to probably kill her now. But yeah, let's give good old Rock Frog a try. So everything should be more or less set up. I should have done some basics first. That was my bad, but we got a 61k there. That was pretty nice. All right, if we can just get Benny's burst real quick here, then we can start basic attacking until we have those 4 stacks. There we go. And now we can punch, and then again, it wasn't a critical. How annoying. He's stomping again already. All right, last rotation here. Gee, I always forget to do basics first. So we had to fully charge that, and again, it wasn't a critical. I don't think he has that low crit though. 70%, that should be fine. Should not crit that often. C6 should help that. We couldn't even get him to C6 if we wanted to. We could get him a little higher though, actually. Like at least maybe C3 or something. I do want to look at the burst kick though before we do that. See how much better it sucks enemies together. When I was trying him in the trial run, it was very hard to even see that he was doing anything, honestly, in terms of like pulling enemies together. So we have a couple of decently spread out enemies here. Let's just see that. Yeah, like, it really didn't do that much. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get into C2, or I guess, you know, we can get into C3. Maybe we can see some bigger numbers. It was always been like 25k when he has a fully charged versus any normal enemy. So it might be interesting to see what 3 extra talent levels do there. All right, we already have his burst ready. I'm trying to get them like kind of close to how they were before. Yeah, that didn't, I couldn't really see anything there. We're gonna have to check out the next ley line. All right, here we go, here we go. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see a lot of difference, to be honest. Ooh, 34k though, just from those 3 talent levels? I don't think I had any other buffs. That's about the same we had with Zhongli Shield. So let's try that now here. 43, Jesus. Let's try his burst again. All right, yeah, I'm not seeing a big difference from C0 and C2, honestly. C3 though, that made a big difference. But I guess that'll pretty much do it for the raising. Again, just to check out his skill kit really, especially because God mode will probably be finished like early next week. So it's like, I feel like doing a massive showcase wouldn't really make sense. I couldn't really see how to use him more as a support. He seems definitely fully focused into main DPS. Like, of course, with 4-piece Viridescent, you could use him just for swirls, I suppose. He probably can do that the fastest, considering you can just punch and then swirl something, and then the Viridescent will happen. But I feel like because he doesn't really have many support, like, things going on with him, it would be kind of a waste to force him into that role. But yeah, make sure to tell me what you think in the comments down below. Dropping a like or subscribing if you enjoy is always greatly appreciated as well. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time.